You go. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Monday night again. Time for our health shop here at Natural Health. And just again, as a reminder, we've been here for 40 years now almost. So a lot of experience of what's going on. We're seeing a lot of fun things, and just having fun doing chiropractic work and nutritional support and dietary counseling. So I do a lot of that. So I'll be talking here first tonight, Dr. Mark, on our nerve diseases, and that's looking at this month talking about the chronic diseases and health issues in America. Of course, nerve diseases going along with Alzheimer's, stroke, diabetes. The nerve diseases actually are kind of the secondary effect of these things, but it all goes together. And again, looking at the holistic approach that we have here at Natural Health, we're looking at, you just can't divide one thing and that's it. You treat one thing. It has to be all part of the same part. So whether it's Alzheimer's, you're looking at brain degeneration, stroke, that's more of a cardiovascular disease issue, but again, affecting the nerves of the brain. Diabetes affecting all the nerves like the eyes, diabetic retinopathy, or diabetic neuropathy in the feet, all those kind of things. It's the nerves being affected by the processes involved with these disease processes. And again, compared to like a viral infection, these things are due to long-term bad diets, things that we're going to talk about causes here, but things that cause that. There are ways of helping this, and that's what we do at Natural Health all the time, either with chiropractic, both are good, chiropractic, helping the nerves work correctly, with nerve flow, and the nutritional support, so the body gets the nutrition it needs to rebuild those nerve areas. So again, Dr. Mark, been here for a long time, so so that's great. So anyway, we'll go into nerve degeneration causes. Again, kind of talking about, start with poor diet. Dr. Chip will be talking about a lot of nerve impingement and things that goes along with that. I'm going to work on some of the dietary issues and the actual structure and function of the nerve itself. But poor diet and eating too many refined carbs, that's probably the biggest thing that will lend towards all the rest of these. Now, why is that a problem? I mean, you can have apples that's got sugar in it, and that's okay. That's in nature. Even vegetables have carbs. That's okay. Well, the thing is that in our society, we just get too many of them, and we especially get into the processed carbs, which are not a food. They actually are a drug because they have no nutritional value and they make the body do a certain thing. So refined carbs are the devil, if you want to look at it in that kind of a way. But we just get too many of them, and we even the medical profession, the mainstream medicine, looks at one carb as a carb, it's all a carb, it's the same difference. Well, it's not, because the sugars and things in fruit, they have the minerals and cofactors and vitamins and phytonutrients that go along with them as you utilize the sugar or the carb. Where refined carbs, by nature, take all that out, and it's just the refined carb, just the sugar, which then allows way too much insulin to be produced in the body. And that, of course, drives you into diabetes because it wears out the pancreas over time. And we're talking, a lot of these degenerative illnesses can take 5, 10, a couple decades to work up to, depending on how bad all the other factors are too. And again, even the genetics gets involved there too, where certain families will have problems with diabetes, certain families will have problems with heart issues, certain families will have problems with cancer. These are all degenerative conditions that affect the nerves, but also all the other systems of the body at the same time. And again, the point I really want to get across tonight is, we're looking at nerve degeneration, but everything is degenerating. Not just the one thing. Yes, you may have a symptom of diabetic neuropathy, and so that's what you may have a symptom of in your feet. But that's not the only problem. I mean, that's just a symptom of the degeneration of the rest of the body as a whole. And if you just treat the diabetic neuropathy with, say, steroids or something, yeah, it'll feel better, but you've missed the whole point of what's going on in there. You have to look at the body as a whole, not just the one symptom. So anyway, poor diet with carbs as a cause, type 3 diabetes, that's really what Alzheimer's is being called, is type 3 diabetes. Why is that? Well, because Alzheimer's, again, too many carbs for too long, degeneration, not of the feet, but of the brain. There's other causes for that too. There's a lot of aluminum and all kind of other heavy metals get involved with that. And again, basically it's the general poor dietary habits and not getting enough minerals and vitamins and things like that. And then in our world too, that doesn't mean you just run down and get a multivitamin, all that synthetic junk that's in there. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about actual food with the vitamin complexes in it. So an example of that would be vitamin C. The FDA allows ascorbic acid to be called vitamin C. Well, that's just one part of the vitamin C complex that's in food. When you get an orange, you're not getting just ascorbic acid, you're getting the whole vitamin C complex, which is a food source that helps to keep away from this kind of thing. But, that's the problem in America. We've got too much BS out there, and you really have to find someone who knows what you're doing, like us at Natural Health, to help you get healthy and well and really be at optimum health. So, cholesterol problems, is the big fallacy is we're looking at the cholesterol number, watching that cholesterol number. Well, it comes, the reason that people have a high cholesterol, unless it's a genetic thing, there's another whole topic, but most of the cholesterol problems come from too much sugar. You're getting too much sugar, and cholesterol is a transfer molecule transferring the sugar as a fatty acid, the triglyceride, from the liver to the fat cells. And so again, most people that have problems like this are way overweight. So again, they're getting too many carbs, and again, when you have the carbs as a refined sugar, insulin spikes because the body is not ever meant to have refined sugar. That is not a food. It was never meant to have that. And so the body doesn't know how to handle it. So it just spikes insulin up. You get a degeneration of the cardiovascular system because of the high insulin amounts, and all that sugar goes into the fat cells. And you get fatty liver, cholesterol. All these things come from dietary issues. So taking statins to control that cholesterol number. So what do statins do? Well, statins work by stopping the liver from producing more cholesterol. The liver is producing cholesterol to not only move the sugar, the triglycerides, but also to protect brain nerves. Your brain is 60-80% cholesterol by weight, and that's what it is. And all your nerves are coated in a myelin sheath, which is mostly all cholesterol, and most of all your cell membranes are cholesterol. So cholesterol is so important. All your hormones, vitamin D is a cholesterol derivative. So you have to have cholesterol, and just shutting down the liver's ability to produce that, so you can control that number. That's not doing anything. So that's why again we still have a lot of cardiovascular problems in America, even with all the statin use and all those side effects. Then because your liver gets degenerated, we have liver issues, kidneys take a beating with statins. They're just a terrible type of medication, unnecessary if you just control the diet. And there's ways of doing that. We do it all the time here at Natural Health. High stress, again, we find a lot of people that we find a big problem with this, and especially this last year or two with the high stress going on. But people burn through a lot of B vitamins when they're under high stress. Well, guess what vitamin is deficient in people who eat a lot of refined sugar, or just carbs in general, especially refined carbs? Well, B vitamins. And especially the B vitamin that helps with the parasympathetic nervous system, or the parasympathetic nervous system is a system that helps you to calm down and relax. So most people are all in this. Well, they got to get going. They got to have their coffee, cigarettes, whatever they got to have, to zip them up all day. And so big problems there. And again, when you have all that going on, you get to the nighttime. Well, then you got to find something to bring it back down. So alcohol, whatever goes on. But then you have poor sleep. People don't sleep very well because again they're lacking the vitamins to help the body to calm down the parasympathetic system, and they usually stay in a sympathetic state, so they just don't sleep well. They don't sleep very deeply. When that happens, you don't heal. So these nerves and things cannot heal. Again, probably because you don't have the nutrition to do that without the B vitamins that are necessary for that. And B vitamins being a water-soluble vitamin, they pass through the body quickly. The body has to be replenished with those fairly often. You have to get them in your diet, of course. Watching the boob tube. I mean, all the electromagnetic frequency radiation from watching too much TV, but also, especially if you never want to watch mainstream media or mainstream news because this is all propaganda. But anyway, a lot of stress from all that too. So stay away from the commercials. I mean, what is your every other commercial now? A drug commercial. I don't ever watch mainstream stuff, so I don't know, but I hear about it in the office all the time. So it's just important to realize what you're getting into. And then again, ways to counteract that. We kind of had this on the wrong slide, but being positive and active is a way of counteracting that. So it's okay to watch a movie or something that helps you to calm and relax, but just not to watch it all the time. Limit your time on the TV. And then being positive and active, again, getting up, moving, exercising. And that doesn't mean you have to go to the gym and lift heavy weights. Just walking, just stretching a little bit. That all helps. And a positive attitude, especially if you're a Christian person or a person who has beliefs that extend beyond worrying about yourself. Really important to get into that so you can be positive, helping others. And we like to talk about that a lot here at Natural Health. Not only us helping you, but you helping others, and we make a kind of a big circle of life thing here. So really important to be very, very active at that too. So that's enough for me tonight. I think it gives you an idea of what we do here. Again, working on the causes of nerve degeneration, not just treating it with symptoms. So you can use drugs to do that, but you're missing the whole point. So we're here to help. I'm going to turn to Dr. Chip, and he can tell you all about the chiropractic side of what we're doing here and getting yours to work correctly. Have a great evening.
Great, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue this talk about nerve diseases. Again, I'm Dr. Chip, by the way. So again, as we talk about the different nerve issues or diseases or illnesses of nerves, could be Alzheimer's, it could be strokes, it could be diabetic or diabetes, all that. We have to actually understand where this comes from. How does it happen, and what makes it happen? And so again, all these different diagnoses, all these different terms and labels, they're just, you would say, a label or a name for a host of symptoms. Now, you can also see it from an other side, is that it's just the body having some kind of symptom or showing some kind of problem that is kind of like the red light saying, hey, there's something going on that needs to be addressed, and that we need to be able to help balance the body back out again to where then it can actually exhibit or it can actually express health, not disease or illness. And so again, there's 3 kinds of stress. I do like to keep it short and simple here because I think sometimes we overcomplicate things, but when we keep it simple, that's when we can see that, okay, the body is this very complex organism, but at the same time, if we're able to balance out the brain and body, then we can actually just help the body do what it needs to actually heal. So there's 3 kinds of stress, like I said. There's a physical or traumatic, nutritional or toxins, and then emotional and thoughts. So these 3 different stresses, they can actually contribute to the whole, you would say, whole thing of making the body unbalanced or the body exhibit more symptom-like issues there. And so we're going to talk about these 3 stresses because then again, it allows you to see what everybody or what somebody could be doing that if they're getting too much of this in one or all the areas, then again they would be able to see how to kind of combat that or reverse that to express health. And so again, we'll start with nutritional. Again, there was like the nutrition and toxins. Again, whole foods. Like Dr. Mark explained, we have to lower the sugar intake a little bit there, especially again in this day and age when it's just so available with everything going on. A lot of times is that when we have sugar intake in excess, that means that we're kind of more at that comfort level. It means that we're overly stressed out and our nervous system is kind of wired, or our body is wired to just get the quickest thing for that quick burst of energy. So again, that's kind of lower sugar. The whole foods, we said there too, is that, again, foods found in nature. No labels, no anything like that. So again, good veggies and fruits, good cuts of meat, good anything like that, nuts, seeds, all that. again, just anything that's not overly processed. Limit processed. Again, we just talked about there. And again, there's good foods out there, good supplements and good other things there too that are a little bit processed, but if we can really limit those different types of foods, then our bodies are able to see, hey, this is a familiar food that I've eaten for long time, years and years, so it's very familiar, and it's easy for our bodies to break it down to know what's going on there. And then water intake. Again, it's always good to stay hydrated, especially in the warmer days here, when you're working, when you're sweating. Again, water always keeps the circulation going, blood flowing, lymph to drain, all that to help the whole body to perform well. And then, of course, water intake, helping the hydration of the cells, ligaments, tissues, keeping the nerves doing well. That's going to be a big one there too. Let's go ahead, we'll go to the physical part. Movement. Now, like we said there too, is that good food intake, water intake. When we're moving more, we need more hydration. But movement is really good because it allows that circulation to flow well and allows the lymph to drain there too. Now, like anything, if our body is not able to clean itself out, then it gets, you would say, kind of gunked up or stuck up or anything like that, and it keeps blocking these different channels that the body needs to regulate itself. So that's a big one there too. Recreation, fun, play. That is a good one there too, because a lot of times we forget how our bodies kind of, you would say, interact, or how they process or perform different ways. Now, recreation, fun, and play, we can move, we can work out a lot, we can work a lot, but if we're not actually having fun doing things, if we're not moving our bodies in different ways, then again, that can lead to different issues, such as injuries and all that. Now, sleep and rest. I think a lot of times people, they would say do get some sleep here and there, but we have to make sure that it's quality sleep. Making sure that the hour before, an hour kind of in the morning there, hour before bed, hour after bed, is kind of a good slowly kind of getting ready for the day or ready for bed in general, helping the body to slow down a little bit and to prepare yourself for a good night's rest. And then rest in general, again, if we do have hard laboring jobs, if we're kind of that go, you would say attitude, then we have to at least take breaks or little rest points during the day so that we're not overtaxing our bodies that will lead to further issues overall in the future there. And then I put new information here. That's more of just, kind of reading. You would say if you're interested in different things such as classes and all that, something new or new information is, a lot of people like new information, and it helps them to, you would say, explore different areas or different avenues of life. And that can be a little exciting, and that helps to actually relieve stress. Anytime we're having fun or excitement or play, that helps to do that. And so again, those are kind of more of the physical aspects. Now again, the thoughts or emotional aspect there too, we have to definitely take in consideration. Now again, as we're stressed out more over time, if we're overloaded, if we're not kind of releasing a lot of that stuff, or at least calming more of that down, then that can build up over time. Just again, like when you get frustrated about something, you get kind of uptight, your shoulders are tight, your neck is tight, everything just feels all tight, you're uptight, and when you're uptight like that for long periods of time, it almost feels like that's just you, that's just a part of life. But we need to actually help to relax ourselves again, help that to, you would say, kind of, center ourselves or get us back to more of a grounded state to where then we can, you would say, relax better. Fear and worry, again, that's a pretty big one with a lot of things going on in this day and age, and it's really good not to always watch what's going on, or at least when you're watching things, just have that, it's a observation kind of attitude where you're not getting overly sucked into the TV or the news, and being aware of that. Is it actually true what's going on? Get the facts, get some good information there. Brain and nervous system exhaustion. That can kind of go, again, along with these things there too, for overly fearful or worried about different things, especially kind of happening on TV or family and all that. if we're not taking the time to, let's say, take a break from it, then that can lead to, again, exhaustion. And the brain and nervous system, again, we're talking about nerve issues. I could say is that, Alzheimer's there too. A lot of times is that, again, our brain cannot process so much information out there anyway. So we need to take a step back a little bit. Sometimes if we're just trying to get so much information, if we're overly doing things, that can exhaust the brain. Or again, like we said there too, if we're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, then that's just not anything that's creative or new for the brain to, you would say, get a sense of something different, new information. That's why I put that there. And then again, find time for you. You need to at least know that you're able to help yourselves more. And a lot of times is that we want to help more and more people, but if we're not helping ourselves, then we can't kind of, you'd say, keep our cup overflowing for other people there too. I think, and then we'll go ahead just a little bit more here. Now, again, we do see it a little differently here at Natural Health. Again, there's two sides of that coin. One being the coin of getting rid of the issue, attacking the symptoms or disease or the diagnosis to get rid of it. But more is that we see it on the other side. The flip side is that it's more of a balanced body and able to help, you would say, alleviate the stress so that the body can do its thing to heal up as a whole. And so again, we're not parts doctors here. We're actually helping to take care of the whole body, the whole brain and body to where it can actually heal efficiently, again, with nutrition, chiropractic, different aspects there too. So again, chronic stress causes an unbalanced body. Like we said, is that if we have stress over time, then that can lead to issues as a whole. Again, improper brain function can cause issues, disease, nerve issues, body system dysfunction, again, same thing. So again, the brain and body are very well connected, but when they become disconnected or in disharmony or anything like that, that's when that's not flowing well, something is not balanced right, and that leads to symptoms, issues, and all that. And that can also, of course, lead to nerve issues, nerve diseases. But when we get back to balance, get to, you would say, harmony, then the body is able to do its thing to regulate itself. And because the body is self-healing and self-regulating, if we don't put too much stress on it, which causes it to go off balance or in disharmony there. So I think that is it for me. I hope you had a lot of good information there, and I hope it really just kind of boils down to keeping it simple and obeying kind of these different things here, is that we want to make sure that we're doing these things well, or at least we're helping to alleviate that in a good way to get back that good health and well-being. So again, you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Parler, Brighteon, and YouTube at Natural Health Quincy IL. The website is naturalhealthquincy.com. We're located at 2000 Jefferson Street in Quincy, Illinois. You can always subscribe to our email list for more information for other things that we like to kind of help patients kind of understand. And the number is 217-228-2040. Thank you very much for watching. We're always wanting to help you guys out. And again, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the section there, the caption or comment section. And again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.